12 Sports with its coverage of high school gymnastics. And tonight it's a Northwest Suburban Conference dual meet between Maple Grove Crimson and the Park Center Pirates. Hello and welcome to Park Center High School. John Jacobson and Debbie Rasmussen. And Debbie, early in the season, gymnastics-wise, and you're kind of coming off a weird break. You had a holiday break, then you had a two-day cold weather break early this week. So both of these teams kind of out of their routine as they come back into Northwest Suburban Conference play here in 2014.
You know, the first meet coming back after a Christmas break or a winter break, whatever, is hard because you've been off for a couple of days. You out of your routine of working out every day, stretching, throwing your tricks, and then you throw on top of that cold day, well, two cold days. So I think it's going to be not a struggle, but it'll be a test to how well prepared they were coming into the meet to see how they face the challenges of tonight.
Maple Grove has been up just over a little over 130 on the season. Park Center with some of their best scores in years. Got a couple of girls that had competed in the past in club gymnastics, and so they've been as high as 126 plus this year, which is a great score for them and really helps not only their end score, but it helps all the girls when you've got that kind of top-end talent, the top couple of these girls.
Well, these two girls are amazing. They came from, I believe, Twin City Twisters, and it's always fun as a former coach myself when you get a child or a young gymnast, I should call them, that's as talented as these two gals are. They bring an energy to the gym that is something that maybe Park Center hasn't seen in a while. They're throwing some really big-time tricks here, and it's going to be fun to watch. And the whole team then gets inspired and motivated to maybe increase some of the difficulties in their routines as well.
So we expect a competitive meet tonight between these two teams. It's Park Center and Maple Grove, and it's coming your way next year on 12 Sports. We'll take a break and start out with Park Center and Maple Grove and gymnastics on the vaults in a moment.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Back at Park Center High School, John Jacobson, Debbie Rasmussen for tonight's meet between Maple Grove and Park Center. The Pirates will start out on the vault with their varsity team. Their lineup tonight: Michaela Myers, Shekinah Hickbottom, Haley Illy, Alexa Masters, and Kenesha McClellan. And Michaela Myers is sophomore, her first vault, first of two vaults each of these varsity girls will get.
They'll average the scores, I believe. It's been a year, I can't remember. She starts out with a handspring vault. It was very nicely done. There's just a small form break in her legs, so she's gonna probably try to increase the speed of her run so she has a little bit more power so she can not have that form break. But what I love, she has a beautiful body position, nice straight. Yep, looked like she was gonna probably try a half on that time, and sometimes that happens. They'll take the score of her first vault. You can see here, she was probably gonna do a half on, and when you're running that fast and your feet, you know, are out of you wanna get to the board with a certain foot forward, and if for some reason your steps are off and that foot's not forward, you can have situations like that. But her first vault was very nice. I think that's the vault that they will keep that score.
Their score was a 7.6 for the first vault, their high this year, a 7.8. Shekinah Hickbottom, a senior co-captain. Coach Bruce Smith calls her one of the hardest working girls on the team, her first vault.
Starts out with a handspring vault also. Very nicely done. She had great form, just needs a little bit more after flight on that. She wants to block a little bit harder with her shoulders. You'll see here, this front part, beautiful, beautiful body position. The goal on the vault is you don't want to land so close to the vaulting platform. The farther away you can get your body to go after, the higher scores are going to be. That's quite a compliment from the coach when you get dubbed one of the hardest workers. As a former athlete, that's something I would have loved to been known for.
Her first vault scored a 7.3.
Beautiful second vault. You could see the distance that she lands from the vaulting platform doubled. So this should increase her score. There's a faster run, a stronger block. Just a few little steps on the landing.
Eighth grader Haley Illy is the third Park Center gymnast, following up Shekinah's 2 vaults.
Haley is one of our gymnasts that came from private club, and she's going to be throwing a vault here called a Yurchenko. It's actually named after a gymnast, last name Yurchenko, who first performed the vault in international competition. This is a big vault. Girls in college do this vault. Girls in the Olympics will add a twist, double twist to this. It's called a Yurchenko. She'll do a round-off back handspring onto the board and a back flip off. Beautiful, beautiful vault. It's always fun to be able to see something of this caliber in high school gymnastics. She is so tiny. She's almost barely taller than the vaulting platform. Lots of power, lots of energy, just a small step on that landing. Big, this should get a pretty big score.
Shekinah Hickbottom's second vault, by the way, I want to get back to that, 7.6. So 7.6 for both Park Center's first 2 gymnasts, and a great vault by Haley Illy. Finished third at last weekend's MGGOA meet, a score of 9.25. His first one scored an 8.9, and here's her second try.
That one had a little bit solid of a landing, but she almost, her arms are a little bit bent on that platform. You'll get to tell here, so she doesn't quite get the block. You'll see that she didn't have that power, but the landing was beautiful, just a small step. And this is such a big vault for a little tiny little thing, cute as a button.
Alexa Masters, also an 8th grader, an all-arounder. Her score 9.3. Placed second at the MGGOA.
She's going to throw the same vault. Coach Bruce was saying possibly she might try it in the pike position. They're, going to make that decision. Pike position worth a little bit more than a tuck position. But both girls in warm-ups had great warm-ups on this vault. Same vault. We're going to do a round-up back handspring onto the platform. Nice job. She does that in the tuck position. She had so much height that she almost over-rotates that, so she has to take those few steps backwards. She could probably throw the pike in here. You'll see that step backwards. A little bit too much. Kind of you have to find that happy medium. We'll see if this time she'll throw this Yurchenko in a pike position. I believe the tuck is worth a 9.6 and the pike is maybe a 9.8.
Score of 8.95 for Alexa's first vault. Here's her second try.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just that small step. The height on that was fantastic. I hope that come the rest of the season, she ends up eventually throwing that pike, because I really think she could do that. Great height. Again, just a step on that landing. When we get to any of the apparatus, we call it a stick landing, and that's so important. Either you're coming off the bars, the beam, or the vault. You want to stick that landing and take no steps. When we get to watch higher levels of competition, like in the Olympics, gold medals can be won and lost by steps on that landing.
Alexa's second vault, a 9.15. And now Kenesha McClellan, junior, all-arounder, in her first vault.
She does an absolutely beautiful half-on, half-off. She has great body position. She has a clean half-on twist with a nice half-off twist. She's a dollar gymnast, and so when you have straight lines, I think it just looks beautiful. You can tell how far away she landed from that platform. She seems very happy with that, too.
Canisia's first vault scored an 8.55.
Excellent, even better form, a little bit bigger step on that landing, but beautiful form on the pre-flight and after-flight. Here's a situation where her vault is actually worth less than the 2 Yurchenkos that we saw, but the form is so beautiful that that's why she's able to pull some pretty big scores as well.
Her second vault also scored an 8.55, so identical scores for Kenesha McClellan. And you look at Bruce Smith, longtime coach here at Park Center. 37 girls out for gymnastics this year. Always has a big group. He actually has a secondary JV team running tonight. So many girls competing. He hired a fourth judge just to compete, so more of his girls can get competition here tonight. So it's great to see.
He amazes me. I just think there should be more high school coaches that are willing to do this. He doesn't cut anybody, and he makes sure that every girl that is participating on his team will compete eventually. He even helps it so that girls can have that varsity experience as well. He is so dedicated to these kids, not only as athletes and gymnasts, but as just people. He runs an amazing program. Their turnout is huge. They have a phenomenal facility to work out in, and I think he is, the bus driver behind the bus on this one.
Very nicely
we
said,
love
Deb.
Bruce.
All right, we'll take a break, come back. Maple Grove's varsity will be up on the vault in a moment. You're watching high school gymnastics on Channel 12.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
We are back at Park Center, ready for Maple Grove Park Center Gymnastics. Maple Grove's team ready on the varsity vault. Their lineup tonight: Natalie Young, Courtney Lateral, Ashley Song, Hannah Cray, and Alex Cara.
Maple Grove might not have the difficulty of Park Center, but they're very clean. Watching in warm-ups, they're just very clean vaulters. They have good form, good landings. Typically, vault is probably the highest scoring event for a team. I like to say that it's because it goes so fast. There's less room for deductions. You can't. It's a 10-second event.
Judges are ready. That means Natalie Young is ready for her first vault.
She does a round-up back handspring on with a half twist off. I have to say, I'm not really sure the exact name of this one because it's like half over Yurchenko. Instead of the back flip, she does a half twist. Beautiful form and a really, really nice landing on that one. Again, it's cleaning up the landings, making sure there are no steps after the landings.
Natalie's first vault, an 8.1 score.
Very nice second vault. Again, just a small step. Had a little bit more distance on that second vault. You see here she has great form, straight legs, pointed toes, and just a little step forward. I have, oh, here we're getting ready for Courtney.
Courtney lateral, her first vault. And looks like an 8-1 again for Natalie on her second vault. Here's Courtney's first.
Courtney does a half on, half off. Again, great form, small step on that landing. What Maple Grove does really well is their body positions. You don't want to have a pike in your hip or a bend in your knee. And so far, the first two, they just have great form on those. Just little steps on the landing they could clean up a little bit.
Courtney is a junior, one of the all-arounders for Maple Grove. Here's her second vault.
Nice job. Again, beautiful body position. A little bit more of a bend in the arm on the pre-flight onto the vault, but less of a step on the landing. You'll see just a small bend in the arm there, a smaller step on the landing.
Courtney's first vault was an 8.25. We'll wait a moment for her second score.
You know, we should talk about, they are running right next to the wall. And that's always, depending on what you practice in your gym, it's sometimes hard to come to a new gym. And let's say at Maple Grove, they don't run as close to the wall, and you're trying to do your vault and do twists and half-ons, and you're thinking, there is a brick wall there. Lots of gyms are set up, so they do have that.
Like Hopkins that we'll see next week is exactly like that.
Yes. In fact, sometimes they start out in the hallway and run in.
8.05 for Courtney lateral on her second vault, so the 8.25 will stick on her first score. Ashley Song getting ready for her first vault.
Along with coming to gym and being on equipment that maybe not everybody has the same beam, the same vault. It's the same concept, but they could be by different people, and they're adjusting the vault right now, which is what is taking a little bit. You can raise and lower that vault, and if you as a coach aren't familiar with how to, you know, adjust that, it can be a little stressful for the coach's point of view.
Is Ashley Song's first vault.
Beautiful landing on that vault. She does a half on, half off. That would be what we'd like to call a stick landing. Here she does the half on, half off, and sticks. There's no steps, and that's what you want to see as a coach and a judge, and that's kind of what gymnasts, you know, strive for, that the entire vault, good form, straight arms, stuck landing.
8.15 for Ashley's first vault. You look at all three of these Maple Grove girls that have competed so far at Ashley's second vault, all very solid, right? And not varying much between 8 and 8.1, 8.2.
And nice consistency, and as a coach you like to see that too. As the season goes on, maybe they'll throw a full twist in instead of a half twist to maybe up the value of that vault, but you want that consistency. It's very important.
Hannah Cray is up next. 8.2 score for Ashley Song's second vault. Their three scores so far have been 8.1, 8.05, and 8.2.
We're adjusting the vault again.
The two coaches you see there at the vault, mother and daughter. Shannon Hoover is the head coach there on your left, third-year head coach. And her daughter Sabrina coaching with them for the first time this year. She's there she is, outstanding high school gymnast. She's a three-time state champion out of Rogers and competed the last 2 years at Winona State, but no longer competing in gymnastics, now a student at the University of Minnesota. As you look at Hannah Cray's first vault.
Hannah performs a half on, half off, and very strong. You can tell here she's got a great run, beautiful body position, a small separation in the legs that she might want to clean up, but the distance she travels from the platform is really nice.
8.35, Hannah's first vault.
Very nice nice second vault, less of a step on that landing, almost just a little tiny hop. Boy, I gotta say, they look like sisters, not mother-daughter. There it is, beautiful, just a tiny little hop on that landing. She's got great form.
Second vault, an 8.4 for Hannah Cray. And now Alex Cara.
She does a half on, half off, and the vault, she just kind of got away from her, and she did sit that vault down. There'll be a deduction for that. You'll see here that she just kind of didn't get her feet underneath her, and she had to, as we like to say, sit that vault down, which there is a half a point deduction for that. You can tell that she's capable of a pretty big score on this one. I think all she'll try to do here is just increase the run a little bit, have a little bit more power, and stand that vault out.
The deduction cost her 7.8 for first vault. And much better in Alex's second vault.
Yep, that was very good second vault. You know, it's always hard at that first one that doesn't go right. You only have one more shot. So this was beautiful. Step on the landing, but great distance from the vault.
We'll wait a moment for Alex's second vault score.
We have on bars right now the Park Center JV team. Very fun.
And a score of 8.25 for Alex Care, so nearly half a point better, Deb, than that first vault. And nicely done, comes back, and a solid score for her. And Maple Grove overall very consistent, very solid on the beam.
Very consistent.
On the vault, excuse me. We will take a break, come back, and we'll be up with the bars. Maple Grove's varsity up on the uneven bars in a moment. You're watching high school gymnastics from Park Center High School on Channel 12.
You always made sure I brushed my teeth.
You told me that smart was cool.
You always told me to dream big.
To all of those parents who took the time to make raising their children their most important job, we'd like to say,
thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thanks, Mom and Dad.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best.
It must be love. It must be hospice.
There's a score after one rotation. Park Center 34.1, Maple Grove 33.1 as we head into the uneven bars. Maple Grove will be up with this lineup. Ashley Song, Courtney Lateral, Natalie Young, Alex Dukeson, and Kate Acey. And we start out with Ashley Song. We saw her on the vault a few minutes ago.
Things that we are looking for on the bars, as on every event, is the form, but more importantly is you want one trick to flow right into the next. You don't want any stops and starts, and unfortunately in that case we had a little stumble on her flyaway dismount. It looked like she just landed on the edge of the mat and then just fell backwards. But what you'll see here right there, just kind of over-rotated it, took that step back, and that's about a foot difference between the one mat and the other. But all in all, a really nice routine. All the moves were very well connected, which is important on the uneven bars.
Courtney Lateral up next. Judges scoring the routine for Ashley. We'll wait a moment before Courtney will be able to compete.
I love the hairstyles. They're so fun. Everybody has their own unique way that they put their hair, or wrap their hair, or braid their hair. It's kind of fun. way back in my day, it had to be slicked back and hairsprayed down and nothing could move. And now it's, I know that hair's not that important to gymnastics, but it sure is fun.
Was that kind of a team rule, or that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That back then. Oh gosh, yeah. We all had ponytails and bows, and it was hairsprayed. It didn't move for days.
Ashley Song at 6.65 score. And now here's Courtney lateral.
Beautiful start for Courtney. I love that. Her kip, she almost cast into a handstand. This move here is called a reverse uprise into a free hip back hip circle. You'll see that none of her hips touch. Long hang kip, gets ready for her dismount, layout, fly away. That was a great routine. It just flowed. One move right into the next move. What is so impressive is her cast at the beginning almost went into handstand, which is beautiful. Nice flyaway dismount, just a small step on that landing. Again, impressed with Maple Grove and their form and the tightness, and it's less room for deductions.
Natalie Young will be next.
I think here too we're going to see really consistent scores from Maple Grove. Won't be real high and a real low. I think it's just going to be all very consistent. Always the hardest part is waiting for the score. Waiting to start. Waiting.
Our judges for tonight's meet, Sharon Bart, Amber Turcott, and Sarah Galt. Now Natalie Young.
Starting with the kip, free hip back hip circle into another kip. And squat on there. She was warming up giants. We'll see how they, looks like we're gonna get our first look at that. Just didn't quite get the speed. This is all about speed. The higher the cast, the faster. It's all a physics thing. I don't quite get it. Wasn't very good in that kind of thing, but she's gonna give it another try here. Let's see. Gonna go straight for the layout flyaway. Nice job on the dismount. It amazes me because they're up there so high, and when they go to fall, it's, you know, I'd be scared out of my wits, but you'll just notice she just didn't quite get the cast at the beginning. You almost want to get as high into a handstand as you can on that high bar so you have the speed to make that. You'll see here, didn't quite get all the way up there and just wasn't able to finish that giant. But beautiful dismount. She does a very nice cast into a nice layout flyaway dismount. Just kind of floats down there. Tiny little step on the landing. She will lose a half a point for the fall, and there's a deduction for not finishing the trick as well. But still, great form again.
First look at Alex Dukeson tonight. And she will competing here in the bars. Also will be on the floor exercising later, and the beam. The score for Courtney lateral, by the way, I didn't give you that, was 7.25. And just posting the score now for Natalie Young as Alex gets started. It's 6.8 for Natalie Young.
Alex started out with a kip and then a switch kip where she changes the direction, which is something that judges look for. There is a rear uprise. She'll do another kip here. Beautiful dismounts. I love when we see things that you're not expected. We see a lot of flyaways. This one was actually a front flip, and then she throws a half twist in there. It's very difficult. Let's see here. She swings, rear uprise. Now she's going to change direction here and do a kip this way. Now watch this. She floats, flips, and twists. Very difficult. Nice job.
How excited was she to get done with that routine too, and knew she nailed it.
She nailed that landing. That's very. Sometimes we see a lot of the same moves, and I suppose for the judges too, so when something gets thrown in there that's a little bit unique and different, very exciting.
Kate Acey is the 5th and final gymnast for the Crimson on the bars.
In the sport of gymnastics, it's kind of nice too, because maybe you're strong on one event and not another. You have 4 events to choose from to compete at the varsity level, so not everybody has to compete on every event.
Score of 7.65 for Alex Dukeson, highest score for the Crimson so far. Now Kate Acey.
There's a move there called a kick, cut, catch. Beautiful free hip back hip circle, long hang kip to a nice flyaway dismount. Very solid on the landing. Getting some congratulations there from her teammates. There's that free hip back hip circle. Again, great form. Legs are straight, toes are pointed, and she just nails that dismount. Nice job.
Wait a moment for a score for Kate Acey. We'll see Park Center in a few moments on the uneven bars as they finish up their JV routine on the vault.
I think it's been fun for both teams just to see the great team camaraderie that they both have. It looks like they have great upperclassmen leaders and young. Taking a look at this gal here from Maple Grove. I apologize, I forgot her name.
Krista Brum. She is a senior, one of the captains for Maple Grove. Tore ACL at the beginning of the season, and so is out for the year, but Coach Hoover talked about what a great captain she has been, and still a great leader, coming to the meets, encouraging her teammates, and even though she can't compete as a gymnast, still being a key part of this team. And that's huge, and I'm sure disappointing for Krista not being able to compete at her senior year.
But boy, I gotta tell you, what a class act she is. You know, you've got a whole team that's depending on you. They voted you as the captain for a reason. And to have a devastating injury like that and not be able to finish out her senior season, but she's there every day. She's supporting these girls. This is the type of young girl that you want your child or teammate to look up to. There needs to be more of that. She's not selfish, she's not pitying, she's just, I'm here, I'm the captain, I'm going to do my job because that's what I was voted to do, and I'm going to do it well.
Score for Kate Acey is 7.75, the best for the Crimson on the bars. We'll take a break, then we'll see Park Center's varsity on the uneven bars. More high school gymnastics from Park Center High School coming in a moment.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winnicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong.
Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
Ready to go for Maple Grove and Park Center. But now the Pirates on the varsity bars. Hannah Farrell, an 8th grader, will lead it off for Park Center.
And starting out with a glide kip into 2 back hip circles. 2 long hang kip. Cast into another long hang kip. Nice form on those. Back hip circle. Just cut it a little short there. Nice cast. into a layout flyaway dismount. Boy, I think her and the coach, her toes were really close to that high bar.
Hannah's a second-year gymnast.
You can hear her coach tell her about her toes. As we take a look here, you'll be able to see she's gonna do a couple of back hip circles. It's hung up on that one just a little bit. Big cast, you'll see just how, whoa, we're talking maybe an inch. Nice job, beautiful landing on that.
Natasha Schalk is up next. She did a beautiful rendition of the national anthem before the meet started tonight.
It was very nice. I certainly hope that she has the opportunity to sing that at other sporting events. She showed it was wonderful.
She's a senior co-captain for the Pirates. High score in this event, a 6.25 at the MGGOA meet last weekend.
I bet she sees in choir.
Score of 6 for Hannah Farrow. Now we'll see Natasha Falk's routine.
Kip right into a back hip circle, right into another back hip circle. Squat onto the bar. There's a long hang kip. Cast into another long hang kip. Right into that back hip circle, getting ready for her dismount. A tuck flyaway. Very nice routine. Again, a little close to the high bar on that dismount as well. You'll see here, here's her long hang kip. Goes into her back hip circle, does a nice big cast here. She's gonna do a tuck flyaway. And you can see the coach both sighs of relief there, because they usually, don't get hurt. They just kind of sting when you smack your toes on that.
Alexa Masters up next for Park Center. High score in this event, 7.25.
Again, playing the waiting game.
Coach Smith anticipating that Alexa can go higher, make a jump in her score.
That she's got bigger tricks that she, probably will throw in the upcoming meets to get ready for that section meet. And that's kind of what you want to be in. You want to build as the season goes. You want to peak at the right time. Right there is a beautiful kip cast to a handstand, gorgeous. And we have moves that are running right into the next one. She's going to get ready here for her flyaway dismount with a beautiful stuck landing. My guess is that both of these former club gymnasts will be, well, the one we did see, Haley, we did see some giants, and I'm thinking that cast to handstand is any indication of what she's capable of on the low bar. She'll be getting ready to throw some giants come later on in the season, getting ready for sections, which is going to only increase her score. She has beautiful form, and one trick flows right into the next, and this was a very nice flyaway dismount with a stuck landing.
The score for Natasha Schalk was 6.05. Judges tabulating the score for Alexa Masters as Kenesha McClellan awaits her turn here on the bars. Junior all-rounder for the Pirates.
She has an infectious smile. I just love when she smiles. It's like just lights up stuff.
Now ready to go as they post the score for Alexa. It's like a 7.4, 7.2 from one judge, so a 7.30 score for Alexa Masters.
Beautiful start to the routine. I love how it just flows. One move right into the next. She's got some kips, some long hang kips, a switch kip. Very nice flyaway dismount. Just a small step on that landing. Very happy with that routine. It was very nicely done. See here, she does a kip. She's going to cast and do a switch kip, which is showing a change of direction, right into a back hip circle, right into the squat on. Long hang kip, cast into the next long hang kip, back hip circle, and finally, nice flyaway dismount with just a small step on the landing.
Haley Illy, who had an 8.8 score for Park Center on the vault, will be up next on the bars. Score for Kenesha McClellan of 6.95.
It's amazing for how tiny the strength and power that she has. You'll see here watching her warm up, she was doing those giants. There is a handstand half pirouette into a kip. Beautiful cast handstand. Free hip almost into that handstand. She's going to show us here her version of giants. There we go, all the way around. There's two, and finally dismount. Outstanding. That is a nice solid landing. There was no steps. She like floated like a feather when she was coming down. This routine should score beautifully well. There's a nice cast handstand with the pirouette. She gets ready for her reverse hip almost into that second handstand. So she's done two handstands on the low bar, haven't even hit the high bar. Here's her giants. Beautiful form. This dismount, exceptional. She just floats. Solid landing, boom. Very nice.
We'll hang on for a moment, if we can, for Haley's score as the gymnasts begin to move and get set for the next event. That was very nicely done by Haley Illy.
It was a beautiful routine, and you know, she's probably thinking of the only thing that I see she's lacking is a release move, and then she is right up there for state. I think she could do very well in sectionals, and I think there's just a possible release move if she has one in her back pocket somewhere. But the handstands were gorgeous. She did two handstands on the low bar, two handstands on the high bar. I believe that will definitely increase the score. She should be up in the high eights, is my guess.
She got an 8.5 for that routine.
Okay, so, the mid eights.
Mid eights, right, exactly. We'll take a break, come back. Balance beam up next for the Pirates. You're watching high school gymnastics on 12 Sports. We're back with more from Park Center High School.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The American dream need not forever be deferred.
This is the richest and the most powerful country.
John Jacobson, Deb Rasmussen, we are back. We are halfway through and through two rotations. Park Center still with a slight edge on Maple Grove, 62.9, 62.55. We get ready for the Pirates on the balance beam. Carney Vang will lead it off. She'll be followed by Kenesha McClellan, Alexa Masters, Haley Illy, and Sierra Watkins.
When it comes down to a meet where the scores are this close, to me personally, this is the deciding event here. If you can go 5 for 5 without any falls, you have a really great opportunity to take a substantial lead. And as I just said that, I think I jinxed. For every fall, it's a half a point. Coach Bruce says that she has big jumps, and boy, on that one, she missed her back foot. She was able to hang on to that. That was very good. She's cat leap into a cartwheel, able to save that. This is an event where all it takes is one dip in a shoulder, and you're not in line with the beam, and you're off. Beautiful three-quarter tuck jump. She was able to land that solid. Another twisting jump. Getting ready for her dismount. She does a cartwheel, backflip off the side. Very original. You know, it's hard to come back after a fall in the first few seconds of the balance beam routine, but she did a great job with that.
Watching her eyes, just have the concentration before each of her tricks and make sure she had everything mentally ready before she flipped and was very solid after that first fall.
You know, these jumps, you'll see here, she misses that back foot. Wow, I don't know how she was able to hang on to that one. Anytime that you add twisting to a jump or a leap, you're increasing the difficulty, but you're also kind of having these blind landings because you're spinning. Like right here, she twists, lands it beautifully. Getting ready for the dismount. This is very unusual to see. She does a cartwheel and a backflip off the side. I love the originality. She'll go right off the back. Boom. Nice landing.
Kenesha McClellan is up next for Park Center. Kenesha tonight is 6.95 on the bars, 8.55 on the vault.
We should point out that the assistant coach, it's Amanda, correct?
Amanda Smith.
She has typed up these beautiful notes, so I feel like I know all these girls, and just so very well done. And, you know, in Kenesha's little synopsis here, it talks about that she has big jumps with big height, and you can tell that just by watching her vault. She's very, very powerful. And in gymnastics, they're starting to, or have been for a while actually, rewarding more difficulty to adding twist to your jumps and the height that you have on your jumps. So maybe if you don't have the tumbling skills, you're still capable of some pretty big scores.
Carney Vang scoring at 6.75. Kenesha McClellan is on the lead.
Boy, if that didn't rattle her, nothing will.
That music came on awfully loud, didn't it?
Really loud. She's been solid so far. Her jumps are incredible. They are above hip level, which should add a little bit of bonus to that, because that's tough to do. There's a nice cat leap into a cartwheel. Solid. Very nicely done. Three-quarter wolf jump. Did you see how excited the coach got in the background? Yay! And a nice aerial round off dismount. Great routine for her. It's beautiful.
Amanda Smith, the daughter of head coach Bruce Smith. They got a veteran coaching staff, really for both of these teams. For Maple Grove, it's Shannon Hoover and their daughter Sabrina, and also Ashley Howard for Park Center. 5 coaches in all. Bruce and Amanda Smith, Ron Tracy, Kelsey Riggins, and Becky Kingston all bring different backgrounds, but a very good experience. Ron Tracy's been with Bruce almost as long as Bruce has been here, been over 20 years as an assistant coach to Coach Smith here.
It's fun when you come back to see the same faces in coaching, and again, it just speaks so highly of the program that they have here at Park Center. You know, just to go out and say, okay, instead of just the 3 coaches that a normal high school have, I'm going to have 5 or 6 so that I can make sure each girl gets the attention that they need in order, you know, gymnastics is a dangerous sport, especially the balance beam, and you want to make sure that you've got an adult coach watching at all times. And I have always, over the years, been so impressed with the Park Center program here. I think it's unique and very special.
Alexa Masters will be up next. Judges working on Kenesha McClellan's score.
This event in particular, you don't want to wait. You're in the mode, you're ready. The coach is coming over right now just to kind of take her mind off it and everything. We're going to have our first judges conference. Basically, the judges' scores are just a little bit too far apart from one another, so they have to come back. They have little notes. It's almost like shorthand. People probably don't know what that is anymore, but they have special squiggles and signals and stuff. And one judge may have awarded a higher score to something. And again, when it comes to the jumps and the leaps and the height of everything, judges can, this is still a sport like ice skating where it's actually, there's no instant replay, it's judged by humans and stuff. So you'll run into an occasional judges conference, which is why we always have more than one judge. Talk about judges conference in the section and state meet. They have 4 judges on each event, so all 4 of those judges at that time have to come within 5/10 of each other. We've covered a few of those meets and they can last a really long time.
Of the 4 events, from your point of view, what do you think is the toughest for a judge to be able to judge?
You know,
or does it depend on the girl and the routine?
I think it depends on the girl and the routine, because the start value, I mean, you want to have a routine that's going to start at a 10, but there aren't very many in the high school program that are going to do that. So on events like beam, every bobble, wobble, shaky moment is a deduction, a deduction, a deduction. But then you look at vault, you've got 10 seconds. That's it. You know, so if I were judging, I would think the quicker the event, the less you're able to, you know, see the imperfections. But in an event like the balance beam or the floor exercise, where there's room for bobbles and wobbles, you have to make sure that you get all of those as well. Did that make sense? I'm not quite sure.
Absolutely.
It's been a long day, I'm doubting. Now, from a gymnast standpoint, which is the scariest, hardest, most nerve-wracking event, I would have to say the balance beam.
Kenesha McClellan scores a 7.75, and now Alexa Masters finally able to start her routine.
Starting with a very unique mount. This move right there is a full turn. Every single beam routine is required to have a full turn, whether you're in high school, college, or even the Olympics. Showing us a front walkover into a back handspring. Nice switch leap into a 3/4 tuck jump. Beautiful. Split jump into back handspring. Solid. She does a very nice job at connecting dance movements to acrobatic movements. Again, very important in the judging. Nice gainer dismount off the side. Big hug from coaches, lots of smiles. That was a gorgeous routine. There weren't a lot of deductions in the, you know, bobble wobble area. I love the originality of this mount. Things are connecting. Here's that dismount where she kind of swings one leg. It's called a gainer back dismount. Flips off the side. That was a popular dismount when I was back in gymnastics, when the beam was
Did
wood.
you do that
and
one? Yeah.
Actually, yes,
Yeah.
I did. Thank you very much. Just like that. She probably got a little higher than I did.
Haley Illy will be the 4th gymnast for Park Center. Haley's high score in this event, a 9.25 at the MG GOA meet last Saturday. She took first place.
You'll see the two different styles of these two gals. Haley is a powerhouse. She's small. She's got jumps that lead right into tumbling. Like I believe she does a split jump into a back tuck, and her just really powerhouse, solid, which is a fun style to watch too. Again, we're waiting for judges. We'll have one more.
Another
Judges
conference here. Yep, excuse me, between Sarah Galt and Sharon Bartz.
Wonder if they're deciding, not the judges, but the coach is talking to the gymnast to get her mind off it, What's for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Did you get your
What to do at
homework
school,
done?
right.
What kind of tests do you have? Yeah.
Park Center's high score this season in their 5 meets. They've had 3 conference meets and then 2 invitationals. Came last Saturday in that meet at Roseville, 126.95. And the next conference meet next Thursday here against Elk River.
Does it say who won that meet?
Well, they had 2 divisions. They had Division
okay.
1 and Division 2. Division 1 was won by Roseville,
Of
and then
course.
Division 2 was won by White Bear Lake.
Okay.
So they're 16 teams with kind of 2 separate meets, really.
Well, that's kind of nice because you pretty much the same teams hit the state meet and win first, second. So it's nice if you have 2 levels that you have another opportunity for another team to take, even though it's in a different tier. They too can take a first place in the invitational.
Wayzata was in that meet. They were in the Division 1 competition. We'll see them next Thursday out of Hopkins. They're a very solid team. They've got scoring right around the 140 mark, 141.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the state meet last year in Class AA.
How's Hopkins?
Hopkins down a little bit.
Okay.
Again. Yeah, they've been down for a few years and going around 120 or so, but not to the level they were a few years ago. So they're working on the score for Alexa Masters. Posting that is now Haley Illy takes the beam.
Starting with the same mount that we saw previously. The full turn, I love the kick out that she does at the end. That's tough to do. Beautiful switch leap into tuck jump. Just shoulders off just a bit. And when you're adding that twisting element to a jump, it makes it more difficult. Here, I believe, is her split right into her back tuck. Solid. Beautiful.
7.725 Alexa Masters score.
Ready for round off, full twist dismount. When I watch gymnasts, and no matter what level, anytime they run across the beam into a dismount, there's so much room for error there that it amazed me just running. There was her back tuck. It was gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful. Here it is. She's running, does her little leap. I mean, we didn't do that a couple years ago. It just amazes me. They make it look so simple, like they're running on the floor. Other than the fall, that was a beautiful routine. It's full of difficulties.
Sierra Watkins, a senior co-captain, competing next. This will be her lone varsity event tonight. A high score in this event of 7.925.
It says here that she's capable of scoring in the 8s. She's very consistent around the high 7s. Her high score is a 7.925. And Coach Amanda says she's just very steady. And that is a huge thing on the balance beam. Maybe she doesn't have the difficulty that we've seen from some of the other gymnasts, but consistency, being steady, having a solid routine, very good.
And for the 3rd consecutive gymnasts, we will have a conference on Haley Illy's score before Sierra Watkins can take the beam.
And being that she is one of the steady gymnasts, it's very nice. She's probably okay with this. She's thinking, all right, I've been in this position. She said she's moved into last spot at sections last year and has stayed in that position ever since. And it's kind of an honor to be the last one up on the event. And again, maybe not necessarily the most difficult, but the most consistent. Looks like they're ready to go.
I only saw one of the two scores posted for Haley, and that was a 9. I didn't see what the other.
I believe 8-9 was the other one.
8-9.
Yeah.
Thanks, Deb.
It was a very nice back shoulder roll done beautifully. She has great form. It's a nice wolf jump. 3/4 tuck jump, just solid. Straddle jump again, beautiful. Gymnasts have to show a dance acrobatic element. There was her cat leap into cartwheel. Pike jump. Wolf jump again with turns. Getting ready for her full turn. Nice save on that. Punch front dismount, solid. She was wonderful. Again, maybe didn't have the difficulty, but those jumps were solid. The only bobble she had was coming out of that full turn, and she was able to save that. I can see why they've given her this spot, because she's very, very solid. Or steady, I think that was a good one. Here is the back shoulder roll. You always need to work the full length of the beam. Here's that wolf jump into 3/4 twisting jump. Like it's just an everyday thing. Yep, here's another jump, and I'm gonna twist again. No big deal. Here's the punch front, very solid. Just a tiny, tiny little step on that landing. It was a great routine.
We'll take a break. We'll give you the score for Sierra Watkins when we come back. Maple Grove's varsity up next on the beam. We continue with our coverage of high school gymnastics from Park Center High School after this timeout.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Maple Grove is on the balance beam, Courtney Lateral is starting their lineup. Alex Dukeson, Alex Cara, Kate Acey, and Natalie Young to follow.
Was able to save that back handspring there. She was off a little tiny bit, but no fall. Park Center had 2 falls. We'll see if Maple Grove can go 5 for 5, being that the meet is so close. Every 10th is crucial at this point. Full twisting tuck jump. Getting ready for a dismount. I believe she'll be doing a back handspring into a back tuck. Nice job. Small step off the landing. Solid routine. There was a few bobbles in there, but she didn't fall. Good start for Maple Grove.
Let's look at Courtney's routine again.
Getting ready here for her first tumbling. She shows us a very solid back handspring. Little bit of a bobble, but she hangs on. There'll be a small deduction there. You're supposed to connect the back handspring right into the leap, but due to the difficulty, it shouldn't be too bad. Here's the dismount. Nice back handspring tuck. Tiny step off to the side. Nice job.
Alex Dukeson getting ready to compete next.
As an all-around gymnast, when you're done with the balance beam, it's like, oh, shoot, that's good. Now I get to go to the floor exercise next, and that's probably the funnest event that the girls have. At least I think so.
Courtney lateral score being posted now. And it is a 7.7. Alex Dukeson waiting the go ahead. And she's ready to go.
Hey, oh gosh. Again, she just a little bit off. She was doing cartwheel right into another cartwheel. Had that one fall. Here is the full turn. Beautifully done. Again, requirement. If you don't have one in, it's a deduction. If you do, you just want to make sure that there's not wobble. Gorgeous jumps, very high, very solid. Getting ready in warm-ups here. She was throwing it back tuck in practice. Oh, almost. That is just such a number one, it's scary. Number two, it's just very difficult. You have to make sure that your shoulders are completely square, so there are no bobbles on that. Getting ready for a dismount here. Punch front, solid landing. Tough because of the two falls, but boy, the in-between was great.
You can tell she was a little disappointed though with how it went.
You know, when you're watching them in warm-ups, and she's probably thrown 10 backflips on the beam today. Some she's been able to stick and some not. You just really want to be able to stick that during the routine. And the two falls, unfortunately, are going to cost her about a point. It's 0.5 per fall. That was just a fabulous full turn there, very solid.
Alex Kara will be next. We saw her earlier tonight on the vault, scored an 8.25.
You can see the, oh. Probably a good thing we didn't see that backflip on replay, because I don't want her to have to see it. You know, it's so interesting just with the way of the world these days. We didn't have cable TV, and you know, if we were to tape our gymnastics meets way back then, they were big machines. The lighting was never good, and it's so fun now is that these girls can literally sit down in a matter of a second, watch the routine they did on their phone, and when it's fresh in their mind, go, well, I could have done this, I could have done that. I think for a coaching tool, that's a pretty good deal. I'm like totally dating us,
okay.
aren't I, John? John is older than I am.
7.15 score for Alex Dukeson. You notice I ignored that. And now Alex Kara.
6 months, it's a big thing. Nice wolf jump into twisting tuck jump. round off into wolf jump. Oh gosh, you could tell she was just off a little tiny bit, but she wanted to make that jump connection. Gorgeous. That was a split jump into a twisting wolf jump. Cartwheel right into a round off. Getting lots of encouragement from her teammates, which is awesome. Getting ready here for round off. It's tough when you have those falls just to regain that composure. I mean, sometimes all you really want to do is just walk out and go, that's it. But she got back up there and performed very well. Her jumps and her leaps were beautiful. They're high. She has great form. You'll see here just how she's just off a tiny, tiny bit. Doesn't take much. Very nice dismount, a aerial round off, solid landing.
Kate Acey will be the 4th gymnast for Maple Grove. And they're certainly getting some good coaching in this event. Sabrina Hoover talked about her at the beginning of meet being a 3-time all-around champion. She was a 3-time state beam champion. So not that long ago. I mean, 2009, 2010, 2011. There you look at Sabrina and how outstanding a gymnast she was in this area and across the state, competing for Rogers High School.
You know, and to be state champion beam consistently like that is huge. This is, I think, the toughest event mentally, physically, and, you know, I mean, have you ever stood on the beam jump?
No, I have never tried.
I think you should try that.
On the beam.
If you look behind the big beam, there's a small beam that's right on after. You should do your interview.
Oh, the little one down there.
Yeah,
with that
stand
right
on that.
All right.
So to be a state champion this event is very impressive.
7.3 score for Alex. And now Kate Acey ready to go.
Beautiful back shoulder roll. I love that she's smiling up there. Round off, gorgeous wolf jump. Connection was superb. Another great connection, jump to a twisting jump. There's the full turn, beautiful. Cartwheel without putting that second foot down, going straight into the round off, solid. Hang on, oh gosh, that was good. Punch front dismount, nice job, good routine.
Nicely done by Kate Acey, and he's very happy with that. And things just flowed nicely, Deb.
They did. One move went right into the neck. She didn't have a lot of stops, and she was able to connect. Here is that cartwheel right into the round off. Very nice, solid. Beautiful jumps. We have here a twisting tuck jump. Getting ready for the dismount. Nice high punch front. Small step on that landing. And may I add, great hair. Very cool hairstyle. Braided at the back, nice bun on top.
Nicely done.
Very nicely. I give her a 10 on the hair.
Kate should score in the 8s for that routine. So we'll see. Natalie Young, the 5th gymnast, 8.15 for Kate Acey.
A split jump into twisting tuck jump. Beautiful full turn. There's a switch leap into round off. Looking very confident up there. Getting ready for a dismount. Wow, round off full twist. Nicely done. That's a big dismount. Got a little close to the end of the beam there, but she was able to land it. Again, there's that running on the beam. It just makes me nervous when they do that.
Good for Maple Grove. Excuse me, Deb. There are 5 girls and falls early. The last 2 very clean, very good flowing, nice routines by both Kate and Natalie.
Yep, strong performances and just real consistent. And on the balance beam, that's what you're looking for. Here's that dismount. You'll be able to see here just how close her head is to the beam there. I wonder if her ponytail didn't even swish across that, but beautiful dismount. That is tough. Round off full twist.
We never did give you Sierra Watkins' score on the balance beam for Park Center. She was the last girl that competed for the Pirates at an 8.2, which was second on her team to Haley Illy's 8.95, and as of right now still stands as the second high score in this event as we wait for Natalie Young's score to be posted here.
And you know, that's what is really fun about that last routine. She didn't have the tumbling difficulty that maybe some of the other girls did, but what she had was solid. It was consistent. There wasn't bobbles, wobbles. Very enjoyable to watch, and I think, you know, Coach Manor was right. She is consistent, and that's what you want on your balance beam.
And a score for Natalie Young of 8.55. Tops for Maple Grove. Second only to Haley Illy in the meet. So we will take a break. We'll come back. Maple Grove on the floor exercise when we come back.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills 1 person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Still very close. Park Center with the lead just over a point on Maple Grove as we head to the floor exercise. Courtney Lateral, Ashley Song, Alex Kira, Alex Dukeson, and Natalie Young. For the Crimson, Courtney Lateral starting it off, the 4th event of the night.
This by far is probably the funnest to watch and the funnest to participate in.
Or there's less scary things. There's nothing that you can fall off of or
really
fly
fall.
into or anything. That's why.
And, you know, as far as landings, it's not so crucial that there's no steps. And the nice thing is this is the time when you get to let your personality show. Usually the girls pick their own music or have a say in their music and their choreography. So you get to kind of see what each girl's kind of made of here. We have 3 tumbling passes, one of which has to be tumbled in a forward direction. They can't all be backwards. She just showed us a front handspring layout front, which was beautiful. setting up for her third pass. Round off 2 back handsprings and do a very nice tuck. Great smile on that. I am not a judge, but if I were a judge, I would certainly love to see a gymnast that's out there and looks like they're having a great time, which she was. Beautiful smile. Here's that first pass. Round of back handspring layout. Nice job. Second pass is a handspring layout front. A little tiny low on that, but she didn't sit it down. Final pass. Round up 2 back handsprings. Very high tuck.
One thing we talked about over the years about this event is that you really have to pace yourself as far as having enough endurance. You got to come to that third tumbling pass. You can sometimes see the girls basically trying to take their breath one more time so they have enough to get through that last pass.
You know, and you really want your last pass to be as difficult as your second for sure, if not your first. Just shows stamina, shows endurance. And it's a minute, probably a minute to a minute 30 that these girls are out there, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're running, jumping, twisting, turning, you get tired. That's where gymnasts do condition. You know, they run, they do lots of weightlifting, lots of muscle strengthening and conditioning, because you want to have all that energy at the end. Plus, during the season, in a dual meet like this, floor is your last event. So it takes the most energy, but it's the last event that you're going to perform. When you get into sections, you could start on the floor and end on the beam or end on the vault.
7.7 score for Courtney Lateral as we take a look at Ashley Song.
Ashley opens up with a full twist, nicely done. Twisting jumps for her. Heads to the corner for her second tumbling pass. She does a front handspring front into cartwheel. Twisting, it might have been a double twisting handstand pirouette. Gets ready for her final tumbling pass. There was a situation. She opens with a full twist, she ends with a full twist, so the difficulty in that third tumbling pass. Nice routine.
Ashley seems pleased with that. We'll take a look at part of her routine again and we'll await her score.
Here's that opening pass. Round of back handspring full twist. A lot of height on that one. The second one, she does a front handspring punch front right into a cartwheel. And she'll end with the same pass, her third pass. A little bit lower than the first pass, but still the fact that she's throwing a difficult pass like this at the end of the routine too is great. Nice job.
When you compete in the floor exercise, what was the most difficult thing for you to master or to be good at?
And the floor? Nothing. I was perfect all the time. No.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah. We used to tumble on the wrestling mats that the guys wrestled on, so there wasn't any spring, there wasn't any, right now there's spring floors. So to be able to end with a pass that is difficult as the first one, we just didn't have the equipment to allow us to get the height, and it's less pounding. So I would say probably that third tumbling pass.
Score of 7.575 for Ashley Song. And now here's Alex Cara.
You can kind of tell if you watch their feet, you'll see that the floor has a little bit of spring to it. Beautiful round-off back handspring half twist. This is a blind move to land because she has no idea where the floor is. She's landing forward. As gymnastics has progressed over the years too, the requirements are different. Where we had 3 tumbling passes in a split leap series, now they have to do connections, dance acrobatic connections. We didn't have the tumble forward, tumble backwards requirement either.
Kara ready for the third pass.
Round off 2 back handsprings into a layout. Beautiful dancer on the floor. Love the routine, love the music. You could tell that she was really in touch with the music. I liked that. You know, as a former gymnast of ancient history ago, it's fun to go on YouTube and look at like the 1972 Olympics or the 76 Olympics when they weren't doing the tricks that the girls are doing now and how simple the routines were back then, yet they were winning gold medals. And it wasn't until Ora Corbett did a backflip on the balance beam way back then, which at that time they wanted to outrule and they thought it was too much of a circus trick. Now, if you don't have a backflip in your routine in an Olympic, you're not, you know.
You're not in the Olympics,
shouldn't
probably,
be in the
right?
Olympics, yeah. So for any future young little gymnasts out there, if you're bored and you have parental permission, you can go to YouTube. You can do the 1972 and 1976 Olympics. Get a little bit of a chuckle, but for back then, it was pretty incredible.
Music so much different too. It's
Yeah.
all like piano music, classical music a lot of the times, right?
There was a piano player
Yeah.
that sat next to the floor during those Olympics in the 70s, and it wasn't until I'm thinking like I'm gonna really date myself, 77, 78, where we actually got to we got to use instruments. We didn't have to have just piano music.
Alex Caron, nice routine, 8.25 her score. Now Alex Dukeson.
Starting off right away with full twisting jumps and leaps. Round up back handspring full twist. Nice job. We should mention when you're looking at the Florex, if you haven't heard this before, it's 40 by 40, and the gymnast has to stay within the white lines. You can see the white lines around the floor. If they do step out, that is a deduction. And sometimes with the spring floors, if you get too close, you can almost double bounce yourself right off the floor. Nice handstand pirouette into a full twisting wolf jump. Music slowing down a little bit. She's able to catch her breath for her last tumbling pass. Round up back handspring full twist. Again, another way to end the routine. Nice job, nice smile at the end. You know, another thing that has really changed too was gymnastics used to be silent. You didn't hear the cheers from your teammates when you were on an event. The crowd was silent, everything was silent, and now it's fun. I mean, the girls are cheering for each other, and you know, when you're getting ready for that last tumbling pass and you hear your teammates cheering behind you, it kind of gives you that little extra pep that you might need to get through that.
What a nice way for Alex to finish the night too, as she was disappointed in her beam routine, you know, and comes back and very solid here on the floor.
Very nice.
Alex waiting her score now for the judges, from the judges. Natalie Young will be the final gymnast to compete tonight for the Crimson.
They've had 4 very good, solid routines. Should have asked the coach prior. I'm sorry I didn't think about it. I'd like to know, who does their choreography? Is it a lot of times the coaches will do it, and they've got great experience in their coaching staff. And do the girls do it? Do they? We had a choreographer that actually came in to work with us back at Cooper.
7.875 for Alex Dukeson. Here's Natalie Young.
She had a great beam routine, so I have a feeling we'll have a nice strong flow routine from her too. Beautiful, nice height on that full twist. Second tumbling pass. Very beautiful handspring laid out front flip. Handstand pirouette, full twisting tuck jump. Type of music, it's fun. You can see the crowd's getting into it, doing some clapping. Round up back handspring full twist, almost as high as the first one. Nice job, very good routine.
Good finish for Natalie Young and the Crimson. Tonight on the floor exercise, we'll look at part of her routine again.
First tumbling pass, round off full twist, see the height, great form, float to the landing, nice job. Handspring laid out front, beautiful form. And on this third one, like I said, she almost has the same amount of height as she did on the first one, which is hard to do at the end of a routine. She seems very happy with that.
We'll hang on a moment for Natalie's score. And Park Center will finish up our meet in a few moments. Natalie Young should probably be in the 8s for that routine.
I would say maybe a low 9. She had 2 really strong tumbling passes. She had great, the handstand pirouette was good. The form was great. The jumps were good. Definitely high 9s or high 8s, or maybe
8.575 does turn in the high score for Maple Grove.
I think I would have put her a little higher than that personally. That's just me.
You always want to give the girls a good score, right? As a former competitor, which is all right. I understand that.
I mean, yes, I think that she had the difficulty, and I really think that that third tumbling pass, being that it was almost as high as the first tumbling pass,
could have been scored a little higher.
I'd have given her something extra for that. Right. And then she was fun and pretty, and she smiled. You should get points for that.
8.575 is what goes in the books, though, and we will take a break and then come back. Park Center's girls up on the floor exercise in a moment. You're watching high school gymnastics on Channel 12.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Ready to go for Park Center's varsity floor routines. Minnie Wilson, Carney Vang, Kenesha McClellan, Alexa Masters, and Haley Illy in our first look tonight at the freshman, Minnie Wilson. High score in this event, 6.65.
It's always fun to, as a freshman, be able to start out, open up a floor. Beautiful punch front. Wow, that was high. She does into a nice dive forward roll. Round off into straddle jump. Look at that smile. She's having fun. I love it. Second tumbling pass. Round up back handspring into a back extension. Full twisting cat leaps. Another punch front. Nice job.
Good start for Park Center. You always want to have, in any of your events, someone to kind of set the bar for your score. And Minnie Wilson, very strong. Nice routine.
That is, you want, you know, your first girl up doesn't necessarily have to be your best girl, but she does have to be consistent and put out that first score that's going to be where the other gymnasts are going to build from. And she did a nice job in doing that. Her punch fronts are just, they're like as high as she is. They're very good. Has a lot of jumps, adding the full twist to increase the difficulty.
Good jumps and then just some nice dance moves. You just tell she has the moves of a dancer, if not all the tough tricks that some of the other girls have.
Exactly, and most importantly, she was having fun. It's, you know, you want to see that in a floor routine too, is just that the gymnast is out there enjoying themselves.
Minnie Wilson's score being posted right now. It will be a 6.65. And now Carney Vang.
Nice start for her. Here's some music, a little bit of an attitude. It's ready for her opening tumbling pass. Round up 2 back handsprings into a walkout. Beautiful ring jump there. Second tumbling pass, punch front, forward roll into a cartwheel. Love the smile. Here's your third and final tumbling pass. Round off 2 back handsprings. Love the back shoulder roll, showing some originality. Nice routine. She's so cute.
There's Carney Vang. And take a look at her routine.
Starts out with round of 2 back handsprings. Great form. It's hard to tell when she's moving that quickly, but she has a beautiful toe point. There's her punch front. Forward roll cartwheel. And third pass, round up 2 back handsprings. Full twisting cat leaps.
This is one of the events that I know Coach Bruce Smith feels his team can still move up in. The 5 girls, wherever the 5 girls are, particular meet can improve on. But in his notes for the girls he has competing tonight, says pretty much in all of them, you know, could go a little higher, can still add some things to her routine and get better. And they have potential maybe get a couple more points in this event by the end of the year as a team. Score of 6.95 for Carney Quick.
Absolutely. You know, as during the season, you're always working to add more difficulty to all of the routines, and they work on skills during the week that maybe they're just not quite ready yet to perform at this meet, but then there's next week we can add to that, and then there's the week after that. You always want to be learning and moving forward in this sport so that you are ready to go. February, I believe, is when sections and everything is.
Kenesha McClellan, junior, her high score of 8.0 in this event.
She has so much power in her tumbling and her jumps. They are incredibly high. As you see there, 2 beautiful round-off straddle jumps. Gorgeous double turn there. Instead of a single turn, she adds 2, which gives her a little bit more difficulty. Round off 2 back handsprings. There we did a full twisting tuck jump and a 1.5 twisting straight jump. Here's her handstand double pirouette. Very nice. Again, maybe what she lacks in the difficulty in the tumbling, she makes up for with exceptional jumps, leaps. She comes out of that punch front, she's almost standing up completely, which is huge. Very nice routine for her.
Well, Kenesha coming off. I'm happy with that. We'll see how her score matches up. And again, an 8.0 has been her high score in this event.
And here.
Good jumps and leaps in this routine.
Very, very good. They're just so high. It's not that often. And there she added an extra 1/2 twist, which makes that even more difficult. But here's that punch front, and she's standing up when she comes out of that. Huge. And like I said, the full turn is a requirement, and she puts another turn, so she makes it a double. Add to the difficulty. She just looks like she's like Miss Congeniality. She's fun, like, you know, one of those girls that's just nice and fun, and it's really sweet.
And has a fun time in the sport.
Yep.
Now the 2 8th graders, Alexa Masters and Haley Illy, will finish out tonight's meet.
It's always fun to watch a gymnast. I haven't seen either one of these girls before, but to see them on the 3 events, you know what you're looking to see here and what they're capable of on floor. Very excited to see what kind of tumbling passes they'll show us tonight.
And a season high score for Kenesha McClellan, an 8.125. Now here's Alexa Masters. High score in this event this year, 8.45.
Punch from walkout there to a round off back handspring layout. switch leap with a half twist. And ready for a second tumbling pass. Sorry about that. Round up back handspring, full twist. Beautiful. Very original. It was like a diving round off. Can't quite, probably has a name, I don't know it yet, but it was nice then. There's aerial full twist into aerial cartwheel. Gorgeous way to end. That's a tough front handspring layout. Front flip is a tough way to end that. It's a tough pass. Nice routine. Beautiful tumbler, beautiful dancer. Lots of great connecting elements in there. Her first one, she does a punch front. She walks out into a round off back handspring. Gorgeous layout. This one is a round off back handspring full twist. Great height, nice landing, very clean. And ends with a front handspring layout front flip. Tough pass to end with. Great jumps, great leaps, beautifully choreographed. I love a lot of the little originalities that she has. I think this should score for pretty good. What's her high score?
Her high score, 8.45 in this event. I think this might be a little bit higher than that. Overall, her top score tonight came back early in the evening in the vault at a 9.15. Illy ready to go. No, I was wrong. Low eights, or 8.25 for Alexa Masters. So didn't quite top her high score for the year. Now Haley will finish up tonight's meet. High score in this event, a 9.0 versus Coon Rapids.
It's just a little Spitfire with lots of power. Here comes their opening tumbling pass. Punch front round up back handspring, full twist, beautiful. Nice 1.5 turn. She does that with a straight leg position, which just is original and pretty, and she does it very well. In this case, it is a front handspring layout front right into a punch front. That move there called it the Shishanova, named after a Russian gymnast many years ago, but it's nice to see that they're still using it. Great form on this double pirouette. Ready for a final tumbling pass, takes a big breath. Round up back handspring with 1.5 twist. Great way to end that. Beautiful routine. Had the difficulty in the tumbling passes. She adds that extra half twist at the end of her routine. That's a lot of gymnasts will open with adding that extra half twist or maybe doing a double. Here's her first. It's a punch front, round up back handspring, full twist. Nice, nice. Here we go. We do 2 flips in a row. Front handspring, layout, punch. And the height on that, very good. And finally, you'll see she adds that extra 1.5 twist. Kind of, again, a blind landing. She's not seeing the floor. She's just hoping that it's there. When her feet come down, we hope that it's there. That was a nice, nice routine.
Good finish for Haley Illy. Good finish for Park Center tonight. So we'll hang on a moment and wait her score. But overall, good meet for the Pirates. These teams are going to be very close in their final score tonight, Debbie.
Yep, I think they will. And you know, they both had some falls on the balance beam, so that evens it out a little bit. We had a little bit stronger vault, you know, from Park Center, but a little bit stronger bars maybe from Maple Grove, and definitely.
Haley has scored 9.05, our only score in the 9s in this event. So again, a good way for the Pirates to end it. We will take a break. We'll come back, give you the final scores, and wrap up our coverage tonight of gymnastics, Maple Grove Park Center, And our coverage continues and finishes up after this break.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winnicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
Final score at Park Center tonight, varsity score, Park Center varsity winning 127.875 their score. That's a season high. Maple Grove 126.900. And Debbie Rasmussen, as we come back, Maple Grove High School opened in 96-97. First time in 17 years that Park Center has defeated Maple Grove in gymnastics. So a big night for the Pirates program.
Big night. And it's, you know, you want the best for both teams. But we've been covering Park Center for a long time, and this is a huge accomplishment for them, and it speaks highly of their coaching staff, too. I mean, yeah, they've got those two real solid girls, but the other four that have to compete on the events that fill in did just a great job tonight, and I think they can be excited and extremely proud of themselves.
Haley Illy was the all-around champion tonight. Her final score 35.425. So both teams with things to work on. Coaching, you're never satisfied in any sport, but things to build on in the next 5 weeks or so before the section meets.
Both teams struggled on the balance beam, and that, you know, they both had falls and bobbles and stuff. That's the event that they really want to try to polish on. I think vault was strong for both teams. Maple Grove had, I think, that one fall on bars. Park Center didn't have, you know, the falls. So it's mid-season. Let's clean it up. Let's work a little harder. And for the girls that are capable of throwing their tougher tricks, let's get those polished so we can throw those in and increase the scores.
Congratulations the Pirates for their victory tonight. And again, both teams back in conference action next week, and a full week of practice. Hopefully no cold weather outages will keep the girls out of school, and they can get a full week in the gym before that next meet.
It's going to make a huge difference too. You've interrupted the schedule because it was, you know, just a little bit below zero and stuff. So back in the gym, back to practice, and let's work on some tougher skills. I think both teams will do great.
That'll finish up our coverage tonight from Park Center High School. For Debbie Rasmussen and all of our crew, thanks so much for tuning in. Our final score again, Park Center 127.875. They win it over Maple Grove. The Crimson finished tonight 126.9. Good night from Park Center.